Good morning, my wonderful friends, and welcome back to another vlog. We are currently on our way into Brighton. Shaun is very kindly driving me in with his Viking hat on. I am going to be having my hair done today. I've got my roots coming through. You can't really see in the sunlight. Doesn't look like it needs doing, but it does.
It's beautiful bright sunlight.
Yeah, it's so nice, but so cold. We've had a little bit of a sprinkling of the white stuff, which was really exciting yesterday. But yeah, it's currently 1 degree. In this video, I'm going to be talking about and sharing some of your tips as well for new wheelchair users or newly disabled people. So stick around for that. Don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe, because we've got lots of fun content coming up this year, and I am really excited to bring you along the journey.
Bye.
What do you think?
Can't see anything, you got your beanie on. What? Sorry. Bad spot. Breezy out there.
We're in. We're done. Oh, look at that.
Oh my god, wow, that looks amazing.
Does look nice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Have you done all your jobs that I left you? The massive list of jobs?
I've done some of them.
Cinder
And then I
fell.
fell into a hole on YouTube.
Let's go and get our frying pan. So we're in M&S and we've come to the collection point, and there's got a button here for accessibility mode, so let's press it. Click and collect. Reach it. Check in with my first name. What is my name? Jen.
Wheelsnoheels.
Well, they can't find it. Oh, I spelled my
Failed.
name. I spelled my name wrong.
You spelled Hubbard.
Hubbard.
Okay, got it.
Just get out of the way. See, it's not hard when it comes to accessibility. Back now, and I thought I would tell you that I had an Olaplex treatment put in my hair. I don't know if you've heard of Olaplex. It's a treatment that can be done in salon. It takes 15 minutes. They put it on your hair and they leave it on. But this stuff is amazing. It actually changes the structure of your hair and repairs the bonds of your hair. So it's not like a synthetic oil treatment that you put in your hair, and then sometimes your hair is nice and smooth and it feels really nice and healthy, but it's actually just coated in oil and it can really weigh down your hair. This is amazing. When I run through an individual strand of hair, I feel it's jaggedy. Do you know what I mean? It's not completely smooth and cylindrical, but when I run through my fingers through a strand right now, it feels smooth, but it doesn't feel like I've got any product in my hair at all. It's amazing. I feel like I have faith that this year I might be able to get some length in my hair, because as you know, I bleach my hair quite a lot. I can't recommend the Olaplex highly enough. I think I'm gonna buy, you can buy stuff to have at home as well. It's not as strong as the stuff you get inside the salon, but I'm gonna get some treatments for home as well. But I know some of you guys out there, you, like me, take medications which can impact on your hair and nail growth and things like that. So yeah, this Olaplex, honestly, look into it. It's fascinating as well. Let me know if you've tried it and what you think. I'd love to know. But now we're going to move on to the part of the video that I'm sure you've all been waiting for. I'm sure lots of you aren't really that interested in my hair. And that is tips for new wheelchair users, or tips for people who have newly become disabled. So this is more of like emotional tips and things that you can do within your lifestyle to help guide you. This isn't about picking a new wheelchair and things like that. If that is something you're interested in, then I have loads and loads of videos about choosing a wheelchair for the first time. Highly recommend you check that out. If you are a seasoned wheelchair pro or not, but you have some great advice, don't forget to leave it in the comments below. A little bit of information nobody really asked for, but my camera has just completely crashed, so we're filming on my phone. When I first became disabled at the age of 9, I was very young and I went through many years to find acceptance, and it took a long time. And looking back, maybe I should have had some therapy or some counselling. I would recommend that if you are struggling, definitely seek professional help, because even though it may seem really hard to talk about it, in the long term, it could really help you. I point blankly refused. I just would not speak to anybody, and looking back, that wasn't particularly healthy. And you know, it's a big thing. It's a big thing that your life has now changed in a completely different way. But therapy can help you accept things and see things in a different way. Which I think leads me on to a really nice one, is finding people who are like you. We're so lucky that in this day and age, we have social media. So you can find people who have maybe a similar condition to you, maybe have been through things like you, who are wheelchair users, who share tips and advice, and you can follow them and you can feel less alone. When I was growing up, I had nobody in the media, nobody that was like me. And I really struggled with that for many years. But you don't have to feel like that anymore. And that's another thing that would lead me on really nicely, is to join groups for people who maybe like have had spinal cord injuries, for example, or who have been through a similar thing, such as yourself, or wheelchair groups. You can find these through charities. I know some people were asking, for example, with the Spinal Cord Injury Association, they have meetings all throughout the country for people with spinal cord injuries to meet up and meet other people like themselves, and it helps so much being able to talk about things that people get and understand, and you can share tips and advice, and having that connection is just priceless. Depending on your injury or why you're in a wheelchair, exercise is very important. Whether that is to help with your muscles in your shoulders, you're going to be using your shoulders a lot more, and your arms, so arm exercises. If you can do cardio, that is great. Exercise is so good for your mental health, and I think once you become a wheelchair user or you have become disabled, looking after your mental health and your physical health are equally as important. If you can do those things, you've got to remember that if you've become a wheelchair user, you're not going to be able to roll as far as you used to be able to walk or jog. Believe me, I still get really tired. I can't go as far as, say, Shaun and Daisy can on their feet. This is because we've become to realise that pavements aren't completely smooth and flat. They have cambers in them, which makes you be working one arm much harder than the other. They can be slightly uphill, slightly downhill, that you would never even notice when you're on foot. You are also going to have to be on alert all the time. You have to second guess what people are going to be doing in front of you, stopping in front of you, stopping to check their phones, walking across you, children walking across you, people even walking over you, and it can be really exhausting. So keeping up your strength is a great tip. When I first became disabled, something that really helped me was finding hobbies and interests. So before I had my injury, I was obsessed with horses, and I horse rode every single Saturday, and I helped at the stables. I absolutely I still love it, being around horses, all of that. So reaching out to riding for the disabled was amazing and helped me so much. I was able to do something that I enjoyed in my previous life, in my new life, and it helped with my mental health, it helped with my physical health. It was just fantastic. Not only that, I then also started to play the piano and clarinet and had that as a hobby, which was fantastic. I could just get myself lost in learning things on the piano, and it really gave me a lot of enjoyment. Let me know what your hobbies are. Hobbies don't have to be anything expensive or elaborate. I am very arty and crafty, so crafting or even just doing some colouring, anything like that. If you can find some sort of interest, that's fantastic. Then not only that, you can reach out to more people who have a similar interest to you. It can really help with your mental health. Brush up and learn some wheelchair skills. Now, depending what your injury is and the reason why you are in a wheelchair, you may be shown some skills by an occupational therapist or in rehab, but some people are sort of like left to their own devices and they've got to learn for themselves. But don't you worry, I've got ya. I've made videos all on my wheelchair skills, so definitely practice those. One of the best skills that I can say is very helpful if you can do it and do it safely is a wheelie. It may seem quite basic, but doing a wheelie, it helps with your confidence and your balance within your chair, and it also helps you get up little curbs when there may not be a drop curb. Even if there's just a tiny curb, being able to do a wheelie is really helpful. Something else that you may not have thought of that I know won't be for everybody, but for some people it may be helpful, and that is to look at volunteering. If you're not able to work, but you feel like you want a little something, you want to go out there and you want to feel that sort of interaction with people, volunteering can be very rewarding. When I was younger, I used to volunteer at a dementia home in a hospital. I used to go in there just for an hour or so, and we used to do fun things like bingo and colouring, and I used to help with those kind of things, and I had a lot of satisfaction from doing that. I think it's also very important to say, if you are a wheelchair user, you kind of feel like the burden, you feel like the problem within society, but you've got to remember you are not the problem. The problem is society and the ableist views they have, and I think if you change that mindset, it can help with a lot of acceptance. When you first become a wheelchair user, you will probably feel very resentful and hate it, and maybe even just hate even looking at it. I can totally relate to that. I have been there, and I have got the t-shirt. People use glasses because they can't see so well. Glasses are a tool. They're like a mobility aid, and that is exactly what a wheelchair is. It is a tool that can help you. It can help you have freedom and enjoyment. It can help you go out with your friends and your family. You deserve that freedom, and using a wheelchair, it's not a sign of weakness. It's not a sign of giving up. Again, going back to the glasses analogy, people put glasses on so they can see better and they can read a little bit better. They're not told to don't wear your glasses, you just need to try harder. Quite a lot of ambulatory wheelchair users are told that they're giving up or they're not trying hard enough to walk. That's not the issue. Just using a tool to help you have the freedom that you deserve. Just because you use a wheelchair doesn't mean that you are any less of a person. You deserve to have the best life that you can have. You deserve to go out there and grab the world. You are worthy of love. And just because you use a chair and you roll about doesn't mean that your life can't be as good, if not better, than it was before. Becoming a wheelchair user or becoming disabled is hard. And it might not be the life that you would choose for yourself or you would choose for anybody else. But that doesn't mean that your life is any less than anybody else. And there is life after becoming a wheelchair user, and there is life after becoming disabled. And hopefully by making my content, building our community and learning from each other, others can see this and support each other. So make sure you leave your comments of support and suggestions down below. Good morning. I've just been doing a little bit of editing. My camera is still broken. I've tried some new memory cards in it and it's not having any of it. But I put the memory cards in my laptop and it was working. So yeah, it's definitely a camera issue. I've contacted a camera repair place, so hopefully we can get that sorted, because I definitely need a proper camera. Filming on the phone is good, but you just can't beat that camera. So I'm sorry, like the last segment of the video, I was going to be filming that on my DSLR, and yeah, it doesn't look as good as it should, in my opinion. I hope you enjoyed those tips that I shared earlier. If this video does well, I actually have like an idea to do maybe a part 2 with some other helpful tips and advice, like what kind of benefits you can claim and what kind of support like that is out there. So yeah, make sure you give this a thumbs up and push it out so I know that it's like something you're interested in. I'm gonna have some breakfast now and get on with the day. Let's get this video up. Woo! I wanted to say a big thank you to everybody who left their tips and advice over on the community tab. I'll leave a link down below so that if you are looking for a little bit more advice and you want to see more of those comments, you can go over there and have a look. I really hope that you have enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe, because I know I keep saying it, but we have got good videos. I've got disability news coming up this month, and I really think they will help you. So that's why you got to do it. I look forward to seeing you in my next one. Bye!